Well, and no
All
one
right,
wants to
we are live, and
do
I'm
that.
getting shit for my mispick on the wide receiver. Go ahead.
Yes,
No,
Bob. Yes,
nobody
we
wants
do
to
want to
give
give
you
him
shit.
shit. Yes, yes, we do. Don't lie. You go first, Bob.
I,
He
I
did.
remember seeing the trade. I remember thinking, wow, that's a hell of a lot to pay for any pick in this draft because I didn't think it was that good a draft.
Mhm.
And then I went and looked at the player and I thought, well, no big play. The route bar doesn't look fantastic. What is he doing? And I would have preferred, I guess, to be wrong and have him. You're a genius, Clay. How'd you know he was going to be that good? Rather than see you sit there with that player and know what you paid for him, that stings, and I feel bad for you.
No, I hear you. I was telling Jugs who the two people were. It was him, and Atlanta took the other guy, which you also liked, by the way. Red Zone. Goodwood?
I You got me confused with someone else. I don't even know who Goodwin is. I didn't have a first, so I didn't look at anybody until round two.
Who was looking for a wide receiver that texts about him?
I mean, I
Okay.
really didn't look at anyone in the whole draft class until round two started.
So
No,
he,
I think we did talk about Goodwin a little bit early on in via text.
so it was him or the other one I picked, but I was telling Jugs. Goodwin came in hard to read, and my other guy who I picked came in very underrated. So I figured maybe he's going to bounce up on his route running.
See, Ben
However,
said this in the last show, and he kind of touched on it, but he didn't kind of take it too far. And I don't know, maybe he would agree with what I'm about to say, and maybe not. But I remember years ago a guy named Z-Buck in the USFL telling me that the interviews were one of the things he paid very little attention to because your scout had just as much chance in his mind of being 100% right or 100% wrong. So, I mean, the fact that he comes back very underrated, yeah, if you look at the bars and they all look fantastic and you're like, well, this is the guy I want, it makes you feel better about the pick, but it's not a guarantee. It's like Ben said, these people that are waiting for interviews before they make their first round pick in the top 5 over the weekend, they're fooling themselves
Yeah.
because you can make a pick in the top 5 without an interview. It's just not, that's not that big a deal.
Yeah, he was telling us to shame him. Interviews don't do shit. I
All
mean,
you're
I
doing
do
is slowing
I
the
do them
draft
sometimes, but you
all,
know,
all you're doing is slowing the draft down, waiting for something that really isn't going to be that big of an impact. Because let's face it, and I'm going to ask this question. There's 4 of us here, okay? So you 4, well, counting me, you 3 guys and me. When you send out 12 interviews, how many of them come back that are not as scouted or hard to read? Isn't that half of them at least most of the time?
yeah, I would say that.
pretty much. However,
Okay. So what do you're looking for 6 needles in a haystack?
all right.
Maybe.
No, you are correct, Red Zone. But I think it was last year or the year before. There were 2 players I picked up that didn't have the bars and shot up in rating based upon, I scouted them. And they were very underrated. One was my center, who turned out to be a very solid player. I'll get him out. And didn't have the bars, by the way. McGee.
Well, see, that's the thing.
And then
If
I
you
had
get back very underrated and he doesn't have the bars, but he does have the combines, then that's the thing that should be telling you, okay, wait a minute. Based on these combines, these bars should be better. And my scout is saying he's very underrated. That's the guy I'm interested in.
Yeah.
this guy as well, Harnish. I know you guys also saw him low. He didn't really have the bars. My scout had him very underrated, and he shot up. So, yes, it is a hit or miss. I agree with you guys. I took the swing for him. I thought I can, maybe land another good wide receiver. However, it didn't pan out. But I'm
You
happy with
know,
my first one.
Bear, and sometimes the bear gets you, right?
yeah, but he may very well pop up next year too, Clay. You just never know.
He's
You know,
dead forever.
Correct.
I mean, I don't think he'll be a stud, but he could be better than he is now.
on the bonus side, Ralph Powell, the guy you took at 14, he turned out way better than I thought he was going to. So I thought that was a great pick.
Yes, he did actually well for me today. So you want to talk about the games, or do you want to talk about the rookies? How do you guys want to work it? Tell me.
I thought we'd just go through the conferences and talk about the teams, maybe some of their picks and what we think they're going to do this year.
Okay, we can do that. We can definitely do that. We'll start then NC North. We'll start that way and work our way around.
All right.
All right, we have Chicago up first. Let's see who he picked. So you want to go who he picked and where do you think
What are you
he's
finding
going?
at Iowa? Jeez.
Hold on.
Yeah, we could talk about who he picked and then talk about the team a little bit or whatever.
All right, let me do this then. Let me get out his team. Let's do that. Chicago. Here we go. And let me get a scouting rating. Now, can you guys see all this stuff that I just moved around?
Yep.
Is it clear?
It's
Yep.
small, but it's clear.
You want me to do it from the website?
No. You're good. You're good.
All right, Chicago. What pick? He was at the bottom. He picked up.
Yeah,
this,
he's at 28.
He picked the offensive line. Yeah, Jay Dawson. That guy was a tackle. He moved him.
Let me let somebody in who's trying to come in right now. Chris is coming in.
Hey, sweet.
C-Max.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, Chris?
Christopher.
What's that, man?
We're going around. We just started. We're going around to each division, talk about the teams, who they picked in the draft, and we'll talk about that game quickly and if they improved their team or if they did not. So we're starting with Chicago up first. Chicago won, kicked the crap out of Iowa, 38-6.
I'll be right back.
Go ahead, Rizzo. Doing well. He picked up this guard, but Jugs, you said he was a tackle that he picked up?
Yeah, he was a tackle. He moved him to right guard.
And that's the way you would do that. You know, you don't want to go guard to tackle, probably tackle the guard. And it looks like this guy panned out way better than I thought he was going to be.
He
Maybe.
panned out, but honestly, what I probably would have done, and I mean, maybe it's just it was just me. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference in the long run. I would have kept him at right tackle because it's going to take him forever to develop, and I would have moved the right tackle Campbell to right guard.
Yeah, I suppose, but Dawson is a bit smaller, 6'5", 309.
Right tackle.
Yeah, I wouldn't want him at right tackle. Right guard, I'd be fine with it. Still a little light for me there, but
Who would you have moved?
Darius Campbell, right tackle to right guard.
This guy right here.
Yeah. And I would have left the right tackle there because the right tackle is actually he's a better player, and I would have wanted the better player at right tackle rather than right guard.
And obviously we don't know whether or not he could have gained weight either. I mean, if it was possible for him to gain weight and get up into that, 315, 320 range, that'd have been perfect.
Got to agree.
well, I'm guessing with his height, 6'5", he'd be able to gain weight. Dawson.
Campbell's your guard and Dawson's your tackle. Yeah.
I mean, it may not make much of a difference, but like I say, right, Dawson has the pass blocking bar I'd rather have at the tackle position versus the guy he already has there.
Yep.
That was a good pick. He did very well.
And Campbell has that 78 run block, which is, knock on wood, not going to change for a while. So you got your run block and right guard.
Yep.
Dawson is
Good.
undeveloped, and you don't know if is he ever going to hit 66 run block or Yeah, that's.
Oh, that's
I agree with Jugs. I'd have done it the other way.
So this is what he did today.
Oh, he beat the shit out of Iowa.
Yeah, Tomlinson had 4 touchdowns, a quarterback rating of 136. His running
That's a
back.
pretty good game, huh?
What's that?
That's a pretty good game, huh?
Yeah, very good game. His running back ran for 6.73 yards per carry, 175 yards.
Ouch.
Yeah, he just dominated Iowa.
Yeah, Chicago's still got a great team. I know he just mentioned in the forums that he thought they might slip a little bit because he had some guys go down in ratings and stuff, but it's like he's got a lot of young guys that are just coming up that are really good. He's going to be fine and good for years.
He's got the QB, he's got the running back, and even though the wide receiver dropped a little bit, his route running bar is still 80.
Yep.
And the get downfield went up, didn't it? It shows for me that it went up.
Well, this is what he looks like on my scouts. So he has a route running bar at 82. He's getting downfield at 97. Yeah, he's still in great shape at 32.
Well, if he drops again next year another 4 points, he's going to be under 50 overall. Then you got to start worrying. But this year it shouldn't really affect him much, I don't think. No.
All right, that was Chicago. Let's go to the next team, Kansas. All right, we played Arizona. We beat them by, 7 points or something like that? We missed an extra point.
29-23.
So this was our first pick in the draft, who had a great game today.
He sure did. Wow, 10 of 13. 158 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I saw Mailman comment in the forum. He had no answer. Like, he didn't know what to do with your passing game.
No, I changed it up, and I'm hoping I can get back to form again.
Yeah, it was good to see you shredded up the first game, man.
I threw for 400, 8.43 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Wynn, the running back, ran for 5.47, 60 yards. It's something. So, it's always a bloodbath between me and Arizona. It goes back and forth, so we always split the games. But it was good to get that win against them, and it was good to have my team rolling that way.
Well, it looks like the main difference in the game was once he got down on your end, you held him to field goals.
Yes. And we fumbled 4 times, but he recovered 2. I don't know what's going on with our fumbling. Well, I'm glad he didn't put those 2 in for touchdowns, because that would have been the end. Put you that much. But our also the penalties were light on both sides. I think we had 1 penalty, he had 5 or 3, something like that. So it was a clean game. But I'm going to need all the wins I can get in this division.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, your hands are going to be full with not only him, but Chicago as well.
Absolutely. All right, next up, Arizona. So Millman's team. Let's take a look at his team, what he did. He didn't do so bad. His who did he pick in the first round as well? Arizona.
He did not have a first round pick.
No,
I don't think he had a first round pick.
the only
There's only
first
one
year
rookie on his team.
he's got 1 first year player on his team, and that's a 6th round left defensive tackle.
Who looks pretty decent.
Yeah, he don't look bad.
Not much of a run stopper, but
Was quarterback didn't throw yards per attempt. He was only at 5.96, but he had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. His running back went 13 carries for 94 yards for 7.23 yards per attempt.
Yep, and he picked up Freebergs and Teddy Perez out of free agency this year. Andre McQueen must have, he took a real big crap. But, yeah, Freebergs is actually the guy that I thought Jugs was going to get, so.
He got this guy in free agency?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy from Hanalei.
Yep. Paul Freebergs, and then he also got that Teddy Perez running back in free agency as well. And
No, Teddy Perez was already on his team.
Was he? Thought it said free agency this year.
Yeah, he was on his team.
Oh, yes, that's right. Never mind. I was looking at the wrong number.
I didn't go after Freebergs because he's in his 9th year and he's age 31, and he actually did drop 10 points.
Well, he's 0-1, but
Yeah, he's looking solid again this year.
yes, he is. Look at his team.
Just going to be fine. The addition of Freebergs is going to He's going to run like McQueen, I bet. Still a little bit shaky on his wide receivers, but
I was getting ready to say he's gonna have to have some sort of a backup plan because he has no wide receivers at all. I know he spreads the ball out a good bit to try and alleviate that, but yeah, he has like not a single wide receiver who's rated higher than 42 on his roster.
Yeah, but every one of them's got 65, 75 route running, and if he spreads it around, he might be all right.
yeah. Well, he's never really had a stud wide receiver over there since he took the team. So, and he's doing what he's doing with, that.
Okay. Last up in the division is Iowa. I know he's trying to get his shit together with his cap.
No, doesn't he mostly have it under control next year?
Well, he didn't sign his corner? His corner is going to hit free agency.
Yep.
Okay, but look, next year, he's not over the cap.
He is not.
So he made a post, and what I read, reading this post, was that he heard what we were saying and took some time and thought about it and took a step, at least took one step in that direction. Maybe he's not going to wholesale change and turn around and make sure he's always got $100 million available every year, but he doesn't want to be $100 million in the hole every year. So, I mean, he's making an effort to change that a little bit. And, that could end up, like I said, he's not a bad drafter. And he's had some seasons where he took some teams with, not super outstanding talent and finished 7-9, 8-8, 9-7, sniffing the playoffs. I mean, he's been in the hunt there. He's given you guys a little bit of grief.
Well, he's got like $173 million in lost cap room this year, but only $2.5 million next year. So
and that's a big change.
Yeah. I mean, next year is going to be he's going to have a lot of money. Maybe he can re-sign his cornerback, but I think he did the right thing by just trying to not sign people that he was going to have to trade or cut and end up having $173 million in lost cap room.
Well, this is his first pick in the first round, pick number 11, which is a
that did not pan out well. Yeah, and I didn't see this guy being very good anyways by my scouts, before he was drafted. So not sure what that pick was, but no, he just had to trade away the one defensive end to Quick. So
yeah,
tough pick.
I didn't think this draft had a whole lot of talent in it. I mean, mid-round talent maybe, but I mean, stars, top 20 picks. No, there weren't a bunch. Not that I would have been, turning cartwheels over.
He's got the talent on defense if you look at it.
He always has a good defense.
Yeah, he usually does.
His quarterback,
at least talent-wise.
Both of his quarterbacks didn't do much in the game. His running back was abysmal, as you can see. He didn't really run. But whatever he did, it was just 9 yards. He almost 4 yards.
Well, look at his second-round pick. Look at the middle linebacker. That was the better pick he had.
What's his name?
Jelinek.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Yes, it is.
Interesting.
Nice pick. Very nice pick. It makes up for the first-round pick.
And I think people passed on him because he's a red flag. I certainly would have passed on him because he's a red flag.
Sure. And he said, hell with it, and took him anyway.
Yeah, only question mark about him is his endurance is under 35, so
yeah,
he could probably only play in one of the two main formations and then the third and long and then one of the other ones.
Right.
That was a good pick. But again, his team got destroyed, even though he has a good defense.
Well, he doesn't have a quarterback.
No, it's Bowers.
I mean, his quarterback is going to hold him back because, he's just not any good.
And Olshansky isn't the answer either. Although I think I'd play Olshansky ahead of Bauer.
Who's his starter?
Bauer.
Okay.
That's the guy he drafted last year in the top 5.
I don't know. It's close. I think I'd turn Olshansky loose for 3 or 4 games, see what he can do.
All right, we're going to move on to NC South, where we have Texas, Outer Banks, Cap, and Moontown. We'll start with Texas, Howie's team. Let's get to, did Howie have it first?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yes, he
I
did.
believe so.
This is his guy, right here.
Yeah, he drafted a guard.
Let's move this over. Let's move this up. So this is a guy he picked at 122.
I like him.
Yeah, there were some solid linemen available for the first and second round in this draft.
Good run. He's 21 years old. He's smart.
Smart. Yeah.
He took a center, too, that 0 endurance. I don't know. People say they don't care about that on the line. I care about it everywhere, but
He won.
he looks pretty good. Cole Baker.
He destroyed Moontown 24-3. His quarterback didn't do so well. His running game wasn't there either this game. He must have won by defense or something.
Well, yeah, he only gave up 3 points.
I mean, scoring wise, I don't. Oh, there it is. The running back had 2 touchdowns.
Where's the game at? Yeah, see, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I pull, first thing I do is I want to see the box score.
Okay.
Look at first downs, 20-11. Okay. That's a major difference. Total yards isn't that big. Neither one of them got a lot of yardage. Okay. But rushing yards, 43 for 146, 12 for 54. That tells me before I even scroll down what time of possession is going to look like. I already know. So unless that QB threw 3 or 4 picks, there's a good chance he won that game. Just right there, without looking at anything else. I mean, now you look at third down, he was 5 of 15. They were 2 of 17. I mean, red zone visits 3 times, 3 touchdowns. But all of that, if you ran the ball 43 times for 146 yards, and he had 54 total rushing yards, and you had 20 first downs and he had 11, I can tell you you're going to have a big edge in time of possession, and you probably won that game just on those numbers alone.
Mm. Yeah.
Unless you played T-Zac, and he threw 5 TDs, and he didn't need time of possession. But I mean, in most cases, I think that's a big tip-off.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a good win. Good pick too for his guys because he likes to run, so he's going to
Yeah,
work.
that's
out
a great
well
pick for him.
And he got him at 22.
Yep. And his roster's just stacked again.
Now we go to Outer Banks. Outer Banks, he picked. Let's see, who was his guy that he picked?
Would have been a running back.
Oh, yeah.
Pientka.
That's
Pick 115.
Yeah, he dropped.
Yeah, he did. He still got the good hole wreck, but yeah, he's not nearly as beautiful as he was in the conscriptor.
Yeah, he won a close game. His quarterback was awful. His quarterback, 3.86 per attempts, no touchdowns, a 58.9 quarterback rating. His running back had 63 yards on 4.5 per carry.
He may need to run a little bit more. I don't.
He may need
looks
to
like
just-
he might have a down year.
Let's look at this.
He may just need to get off of that Christian. Wait, no, not who is
He's
it?
about done,
Not Christensen.
37 years old.
Figures. He may need to take a look at starting the other.
Well,
one
if
of the other quarterbacks. I mean, Christensen or Wilkerson. I mean,
you look at Wilkerson, he dropped 10 points.
Yep.
I mean, he's only 35 overall now. Like he's he's not really even a legit starting quarterback. Look at his bars.
Yeah, well, look at figures. He's really not a legit starting quarterback either at this point.
I mean, who do these guys think they are? Hastings?
Yeah, right.
Well, he's got Zach Christensen, and you know what Grimmer did with him.
Maybe I think that's, people saw what Grimmer did and somebody else did, and they're saying, I'm just going to leave this quarterback in. If Grimmer can do it and the other person can do it, I'm going to do it as well.
Yeah,
I guess
it's a bad idea. I've been running garbage quarterbacks for
think
years.
I just think that Kent Figures looks like the worst quarterback on his team.
Who?
Kent Figures, the guy he's starting, looks like the worst quarterback on his team.
No, he
Sorry, he started Wilkerson. I'm sorry. Figures came in and relieved him. My bad.
He's deactivated.
Is that from last year?
I'm not sure.
I'm looking at the wrong year. I'm sorry. I'm looking at. I was thinking that was 21. I gotta get my glasses on. Hold on a second.
Are you looking at a preseason game or?
No, I can't see shit here.
He's deactivated.
No, I'm just looking at the player cards, and I didn't realize I was 19. Oh yeah, well.
Yeah, he's playing Wilkinson.
Wait. Yeah, he had to start Christensen then.
You don't look no better.
No, little better.
I
think he looks a little better
all year.
I agree with Chris. Christensen would be the guy I'd roll with just based on age at this point. And maybe you can get something out of him and roll it forward. But how old is Wilkerson now? 37? Yeah, he's going to retire.
Was there no one in the free agency market for quarterbacks this season?
Not that I noticed.
Well,
I wasn't looking that hard, but no.
Pull up Wilkerson's contract.
Oh wow,
he's got all bonus tied into him.
Oh wow.
Oh man, how the hell?
Ouch.
When did that happen?
Well, here's the thing: he didn't have any choice but to keep him this season, or he'd have taken a $62 million hit next year instead of 36.
Did he sign into a big contract and then
He
took a tank?
Had to keep him this year. Now next
he re-signed him. He re-signed him this year.
But next year he can let him go because that money's gone anyway.
He didn't have to play him this year. He re-signed him to 3 years this year.
Well, that was a mistake.
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
But did he have good bars before he signed him? Must.
Well, he was rated in the mid 40s, and now he's rated in the mid 30s.
Yeah,
so he's dropped 10 points.
Well, yeah, still, I don't know.
I mean, he's year 14, age 37. That was bound to happen.
Yeah,
I went to maybe just not giving him a 3-year deal like this.
Oof.
With that much bonus money.
So he just signed that contract this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
See, and that's a situation where he's got a stud wide receiver. He's got a stud tight end. I probably would have gone through the rosters and see who had a second string quarterback that I could pick up.
Yep.
You know who has a quarterback? Who's trying to? Who can't?
Well, North Plainfield had one, and Julio's got him now.
No. The one that's hitting the market next year.
Oh yeah. Well, is that who we're talking about? Because we'll get to
Britt Meyer.
What's that, Jugs? Jugs, what'd you say?
I said, is that who we're getting ready to talk about? So I can blast him.
We're moving up to Moontown now. Are we done with OBX?
Yes, we are done with OBX.
All right. Well, he's got a pretty solid defense and stuff and decent O-line. So
why do you let this guy hit?
Well, we got Cap City, and then we're going to hit the Moontown. Cap City up next. Cap City they lost just barely. And who did Cap City pick up? Here we go.
Terrible wide receiver.
Oh, that Wilkins.
That wide receiver busted. Yeah.
He fucking busted, dude. And that's not even close to what, he was one of the better receivers in the draft. That one fucking hurt.
Wow. Pick 5.
He does have a 93 volatility though, so I think this one got the stick of death, man.
I don't think he's going back up 29 points.
Yeah, 2 years in a row, he got kind of shafted on wide receivers dumping on him. That Eric Woodson that he drafted last year at 1.4, kind of the same, not as severe, but still
Yeah,
nowhere
that's
near what he looked like,
Ouch.
pre rollover.
Yeah, he lost by 4 points. Here's his quarterback, is in his third season. He's not bad.
They don't look terrible.
I like him. Not a bad pick. So he just
No,
needs he needs a wide receiver now to go with this guy.
yeah, and he just drafted 2 in 2 different first rounds. So
Yeah, 1.4 and 1.5, and they both flopped. So
Oh,
2
he did?
swings
He
and
had
misses.
two? He had
Yes. Yeah, Eric. Check out Eric Woodson. He was drafted
Eric
the year
Woodson was
before
last year's first round pick, 1.4.
Oh, last year's one. Woodson. Hold on.
And look at the QB, Marvin Bergendahl.
Wow.
He's leveled off a lot too. I thought he was going to be better than that.
Yeah, Bergdahl took a bit of a hit, but yeah, I mean, he's trying to add the playmakers, but he's not having any luck.
No.
Wow, that hurts. 2 years in a row. One at pick 4 and the other one at pick 5. Oof.
Yep.
Yep. Secondary looks a little bit weak too, and I think it's going to be a rough season.
Yeah.
I think so as well.
Yikes.
Next up is Moontown.
So,
Jugs, you ready?
Jugs, how do you do this? Who does this?
Let me get him up. Okay, you guys can talk. And he picked up in the draft. Oh,
I
he
don't
didn't
think
have a pick. That's right. It went to
No, 1.1 went to Toronto.
That's right.
Yeah, and Derek picked up a damn good wide receiver there. So
Okay, so you don't have the cap problems of dealing with the salary of a 1-1 pick because you traded it away, and you still let this quarterback go in free agency.
Who?
well, how much money does he have right now, Clay?
He doesn't have
only
any
has-
money
He
right
only
now.
has
None.
he only has 19 million. He tried to sign him earlier in free agency, and the QB didn't accept. And rather than for him to create cap room and keep this guy, he's just going to let him walk into free agency. And there's just there's a handful of teams above him that are going to outbid him for this QB in free agency. There's no way he stays in Moontown.
He's paying his tight end Tisdale $61 million this year. He could have cut him, or I mean, he could have done so many different things. He's got plenty of spaces where he could have freed up cap space and signed the quarterback, but he just I don't get it at all.
This guy is getting
Wait.
61 million? This guy?
Yeah, his cap number 61 million.
A 12-year vet who you're playing at fullback as your starting fullback. And you can
Yep.
save $26.5 million by releasing him. And now you've got 19 and 26 is 55, right? Or 45 million. You don't think that's enough to sign that QB?
That's enough to sign that kid, I bet.
I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
and that's just one move. He had plenty of other moves he could have made. I mean, like there's other players on his team that
I mean, what are
could
you
have
doing?
been jettisoned.
Are you trying to have 1-1 every year? I mean,
Dude, that
help. Get somebody to help you.
that quarterback has a 78.1 average interception.
Yeah, I saw that. I looked that up.
Get somebody to help you. You need some help. Get some help. Talk to somebody.
That quarterback, once he hits the market next season, I didn't know it was Moontown's. And that's why I was saying that Haynes is going to go after this quarterback.
No, Mac Powell's going to sign him.
Yep.
Mac Powell's going to pay attention next offseason. Mac Powell's going to have $300-something million in cap space. It'll be Hanalei.
Yeah, he could eventually be, technically be the highest paid quarterback in the league after this, I bet.
Yes, he will. Wow, to let this guy walk, it's crazy. Because it's so hard to get good quarterbacks on a team.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You a guy that you essentially earned 1.1. You didn't trade up for the pick. You sucked bad enough that you earned 1.1. You draft this guy, and now you're going to let him walk after 4 years. That makes absolutely zero sense.
Well, I mean, honestly,
do
what has he got to lose? He's earned 1.1 3 of the last 4 seasons.
Okay, but like we were just talking about with Cap City, he earned 1.1. He drafted this guy, and he worked out. You don't let him leave.
Yep.
You do whatever you can to keep your 65, 70 rated quarterback that you drafted at 1.1. Like, it's not like the guy dropped and he's a 52 rated quarterback and you're debating whether he's good enough. The guy's good enough.
Yep.
You're just being a moron by not creating enough cap space to keep the guy.
Yep.
I don't care what he wants. You got to sign him.
Absolutely.
And I know he thinks he probably is going to get him in free agency next year, but he doesn't make enough money profit margin wise. He's not going to be able to compete with the teams ahead of him.
He won't be able to offer the bonus.
No.
Yep.
But again, the way he's been going, he's earned 1.1 3 of the last 4 seasons. He'll probably be there again, and he'll probably be able.
I was getting ready to say he'll have another top 5 pick again.
Okay,
get another quarterback, and
then you can draft a receiver. And he's not building a team; he's just spinning his wheels.
Yep.
Yeah. The only thing.
Well, no, he's not. He's not even spinning his wheels. He has it in reverse.
Yeah. The only thing that looks any good on his team, he's got some young D line and linebackers coming up, and those look all right.
Well, he spent
I mean,
one on a linebacker last year.
That's his first
look
round
at the
pick.
left corner. So his left cornerback, Javier Grant, hit free agency. Look at the money that he gave him.
Yep. Could have signed the
The
quarterback.
guy's in his 10th year.
That's
he gave
crazy.
him $120-something million over 3 years, and he's in his 10th year.
Yep, and he's 5'7", and he's never been spectacular.
He's never had a great season
because he's not tall enough.
Yep.
Well, look at Salvador Guzzi. That's his first round pick, Clay.
Salvador Guzzi.
Wide receiver.
Yeah. And he dropped some more, which we all knew was going to happen.
2 catches on 11 targets. That's his first round pick.
Oh, that's right. He got him in the first round.
He traded his first round pick
from
Toronto.
Yep.
T-Zac.
That was T-Zac at the time.
Yeah. Listen, I do anything to hold on to a quarterback and a wide receiver. There are other people who do anything to hold on to quarterbacks and running backs. You got to do what you have to do. Everyone else is expendable.
But I mean, this guy obviously needs someone that's at the very least a sounding board. Hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think?
I think you're an idiot. Don't do it.
Some kind of help from somebody. Okay, he needs to reach out and get somebody to help him out.
I agree.
I wonder how much Meyer's going to go for next season.
Whatever the max bonus will be.
150 million per.
Really that high? You think 150 million per?
I just got done paying
how much money
million a season.
Look at how much money Mac Powell has.
All right,
he don't care about re-signing people. I mean, he just recycles.
I can see 120, man, but wow,
he'll pay as much as he.
What did you pay Koronek? Jugs?
Wasn't it 140?
Yeah,
Let me look here and see.
That's only 10 million more, and it's 4 years later. I think that's an accurate figure. It might be more than 150.
Well, Moontown had a bad game. He played.
You're talking a year?
I paid him a little over 130 million for 3 years.
And that was 4 seasons ago, right?
That was 6 seasons ago.
Okay, so now we're talking what? 130 to 150 is 20 million in 6 seasons. It's at least that. It's probably more.
Oh shit! Goddamn, Jugs. No shit.
Yeah, I don't think Melkpo's going to have any issue, giving 20% of his cap to the quarterback.
Right, and we all know he can draft the players.
Yeah, he doesn't need to ever pay anybody else big money. Yeah, he can work off.
Right, he's going to be 15-1 again in a couple seasons.
Yep.
He can work out rookie contracts for the rest of the team.
QBR and 35 TDs and 6 picks.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting seeing that bidding.
I'm glad he doesn't have him now because I'm playing him tomorrow. So
it's going to be interesting seeing the bidding war for Meyer. In any event, Moontown, he fell to Texas. His running game doesn't run a lot, and his passing game was abysmal. Both quarterbacks.
Yep.
Howie shut him down. So, yeah. Next up, we go to the NC East. This is Grimm's division. We got Frederick, Chesapeake, Williamsburg, and Brooklyn. Let's start with Frederick.
Nemesis
Nemesis, who's taken over.
for Jimmy Johnson.
And he's passing just as much.
And this is his quarterback, fellas, by the way, which I saw him playing.
Oh, my.
You didn't know that, did you? That's who he's
I-
playing as quarterback. He threw for 3
I mean, I knew-
touchdowns. Yards per attempt, only 5. 82 quarterback rating.
Yeah,
His-
it
Go ahead.
wasn't an efficient game at all. It was very inefficient.
What happened to the other QB?
Talking about Baskey?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oh,
he
God.
retired.
I believe
may
he cut him.
retire. I think he
I
retired.
don't think. Maybe. I think he cut him.
No, he cut him.
Oh, he did? This is 2 quarterbacks. Unless there was a mix-up in his, like what happened to you, Grim. Unless there was a mix-up, he played Holmes.
Yeah, he's sitting in free agency. Baskey dropped again. Baskey's dropped the last 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Baskey's 24 overall now.
okay.
It'll be interesting to see who he plays tomorrow. Does he ride with Holmes, who looks like your
He
quarterback?
won the game. It looks probably a little better.
Again, he's passing a lot. He's passing 57 attempts, not running.
Is it me or does the other guy look better?
Who?
Huff.
I think he's playing home solely based on the sense rush bar since he's dropping back 60 times a game.
I guess.
Yeah,
That has to be it.
That Howell's got Dusty Howell's got 52, don't he? I mean, that's enough to survive back there.
He's playing Mass Lewis tomorrow, so let's see what happens. It'll be interesting because
I'm guessing.
I looked at his game and I saw the quarterback. I'm like, he's playing Holmes.
No, and he's got a couple of good tight ends. Still got a couple receivers that are good. Drafted looks like maybe a decent running back.
Oh, that's right. Let's look at his draft. I almost forgot about his draft. Where is he?
It was he was 29. Chandler Mickelson.
He drafted was it a fullback he moved to tight end?
Was he a fullback in the draft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this
Cameron
tight end.
Nicholson.
Very nice tight end. Great pick.
Terrible stats today. Look at his stats.
Wow.
Is it because he went from fullback to tight end and he's not?
Who knows?
He's not. He's
Wow.
not
No, but he
experienced. He's not
converted
experienced.
better than the one that CV got. He drafted that fullback McCarthy and switched him to tight end. And I told him that should be fucking pretty cool, and he didn't pan out as good. So
Yeah, this guy has good bars for a tight end.
So
yep.
He's got the height. He's got the weight. So what did he do today?
the judge, what do you think makes him go 1 for 12?
I don't know.
Well,
Is there a
zero cohesion in passing. I mean, he's got to have one of the lowest cohesions.
Yeah, his cohesion's 61. He's third worst. I mean, he's a rookie. I always say, unless the guy's a bona fide stud, or it's a need for me, I'm not playing him because rookies get you beat. I'd rather them sit the first year and develop, watch, just wait till they get to their second camp, their second preseason. I try not to play rookies, like I say, unless it's a position that I need them to play or they're a bona fide stud.
So you don't throw him out there and let them get the experience, Jug?
I try not to. Now, honestly, some situations you just can't help. If I'm drafting a safety and I don't have another safety, he's going to play.
Gotcha.
But, if I got 2 safeties already, he's probably only going to come in nickel or dime. I try not to play. They hurt, rookies hurt your cohesion. And like I say, they're usually not developed enough to really make a significant impact. how often is it that you draft a rookie that's already 70% developed? Never.
No, you make a good point. You make a good point.
I mean, I think running back is really the one position where you can kind of like play as a rookie and not really have any downfall at all. I mean, you can rush for 1,600 yards as a rookie.
That's what I was going to go with, the running back. So with a running back, you have the double running backs, but one's getting less carries than the other one. And the rookie's getting, let's say, 5 carries, while the bulk of it's going to your major running back. So
right, and for every snap that he's in the game, he develops. Like, even if he's not touching the ball, as long as he's playing and in the game, he's still developing.
But not enough to hurt you.
Right.
Well, he edged out Brooklyn at Brooklyn. I know Jops wasn't happy about that, but we'll get to Jops when we get to him. Good game by Nemesis.
30-17, right?
28-21.
21. Never mind. I'm thinking of the wrong game.
Next up is Chesapeake. Quick was playing, I think, Williamsburg. And let's get to Chesapeake right here, and then we'll take a look at his first pick as well. He was not Chicago.
Defensive tackle. Beretta.
Got him.
Chesapeake played solid defense today because his offense didn't show up.
Yeah,
Beretta looks okay.
Tucker's quarterback threw for 247 yards, 5.15 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 63 quarterback rating. Running back, you held him down to 3.45 yards per carry and 1 at 5.14 per carry, but wasn't many yards, 38 yards, and the other one was 36 yards. So your defense was there, Grim. And it was a close game, 17-14.
Yeah, just signing that linebacker, not having my shit set up, fuck me. I mean, it was worse than I thought. I had 2 defensive tackles fucking benched, a linebacker that was in there fucking benched. Yeah, I got a shit show to figure out tonight.
We'll get to you. What do you think of his first round pick, guys? This is his nose tackle he picked up, defensive tackle. At 116. I don't like him.
I mean, he's a solid guy. He doesn't look as good as he did.
Strong
when
affinity
he first came
too.
out. But I was kind of surprised to see him pick a nose tackle. That tells me he didn't feel like there was anybody else worthy that was in his color scheme to draft, because he's usually good for running back, wide receiver, tight end, something like that. It's not really like him to draft a nose tackle in the first round.
I take it back. I do like him because his run defense will be there, because he's only 27% developed.
Yeah, the
look at his other nose tackle.
Everything else is there.
Well, and he also look at him before the PS2. I mean, he dropped 13 points on his future. I mean, he looked a whole lot better when he drafted him.
But look at his other nose tackle too. That was a position of need, really.
This guy right here.
At least he needed another one. I mean, he only had that guy, and that guy's nothing special.
And I'd have had no problem with Barreto if he'd have came out looking like a 78 overall after PS2.
I don't know. I mean, I don't like to pick a defensive tackle that high, but in his case, he may have felt like that was, like you're saying, Chris, the best thing there.
I know.
Well, yeah, I mean, before
I said, he's limited because, we talked about this before. He searches for his chemistry group,
right?
And unless there's a bona fide stud, he's not going to go away from his chemistry group. And I mean, the guy looked fantastic before preseason too, and he dropped.
Yeah, when he drafted him,
I mean, he doesn't look like a bum, but he doesn't look like he's worthy of a 1.16 pick either. But then again, this draft wasn't that strong.
No,
it was not. But he did go by, like Red Zone said, his needs. If you look at his roster here, he has a 48 rated nose tackle that he needed to pick up another guy. He probably saw his bars being better, like you guys said, drafted him, but of course he dropped a little bit. Maybe he comes back next season with a better rating. Let's see.
Well, and he may have gone a different route if he had more picks, but I mean that was the only pick he had in this draft.
Oh, really?
No,
Yeah, that was.
I gave him my first round pick from last season, didn't I?
Well, he didn't. He ain't on his team then, because right now he's only got one pick from this draft, 116. He's got three. He's got three guys that are undrafted.
I take that back. That was last season.
Yeah, I was gonna say this year he only had the one pick in the draft.
Well,
unless he cut his other draft picks, before now. I can't say he didn't have any, but he's only got one player he drafted on his team this year right now.
Oh, he beat Grim, which we're gonna get to your team now, Grim, and you can tell us what the hell happened at your
He had Edgar Phillip Rivers playing.
that you messed up.
Oh my! He like Philip Rivers too, didn't he?
Oh, let's get to his draft pick as well.
Oh my! Edgar won't see the field for a while.
He nailed the draft pick.
Hey, Grim, he won't see the field again for a while, huh?
See what?
Edgar, he's not going to see the field again for a while, huh?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I was thinking about benching him and having my rookie as the backup.
So Rivers comes in, throws one touchdown, two interceptions, a passing rating of 47. Your running game was non-existent as well.
Yep.
What happened?
And you only lost by 3.
Yeah. No, I mean, my center got injured early, so we couldn't fucking run. Well, I didn't think we were going to be able to run anyways. So this season, new running backs. But yeah, I tried to sign a linebacker and shit. I got another first-round pick, too.
Okay, let's get to him.
McGregor.
He's up there. Luke McGregor. You got him up there.
Yeah, McGregor and Hope.
And Johnny Hope. Yeah, Johnny Hope was a great pick.
There you go.
Yeah, he actually went down a little bit from what I saw him as, but he's playing, he's starting. He's the only guy I got for that. He's playing free safety though.
Well, you nailed both safeties the last 2 drafts. You were saying for about 2 or 3 seasons you didn't have any safeties, and now you got 2 safeties.
Yep. No, I just got to fucking get them to work. But they're young, so I think my secondary is going to struggle. I don't know. But yeah, my whole fucking signing that linebacker, I didn't have it set up right. I always fucked that up. Came in, swapped my whole roster out. Even took fucking Hastings out. It's like, fuck, man. But again, we're not going to be able to run. My defense still fucking shaky, so it probably doesn't fucking matter. But
losing your center isn't going to help the run game either.
No.
And all that cohesion. Of course, you and Quick both, knocked each other's centers out 7 weeks each.
Let's take a look at your center. So you lost him for how long?
7 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, and Quick lost his starting center for 7 weeks also.
That's right. If he injures yours, you injure his.
That's right.
Eye for an eye, man.
I don't really like picking up players if I have a game. I have to reach out to Ben and say, Ben, can you exchange these guys in and out and tell him by PM? So whatever happened to you, Grim, it doesn't happen in the game because it shuffles your team, yes. And it also shuffles your game plan.
I haven't had a game plan shuffle yet, but it was my fault. There's a way I could have done it that the guy gets on my team and
yeah, you just got to make sure that the guy that's leaving your team that you're cutting is basically you need to have an open spot active because the players always hit your team active. They're not hitting your team inactive. So you got to have the spot open for an active guy, and then on your actual game plan or your depth chart you have to make sure that everything's filled even without that player. Because if there's an empty spot on your depth chart, it's going to fuck everything up.
I sign players all the time and never have that issue.
Yep. Yeah, you can do it. It's just you got to do it right.
You got to sit down and map it out step by step.
Oh, Grim loses 14-17. Like your safety, I don't like a defensive tackle.
Yeah, he went down, but still great endurance.
Next up is Brooklyn. Brooklyn, he lost a close one. Who did he pick up in the draft? He was high up in the pick. Here we go. He picked up this, Perez, that's right. Oof. Let me get to his team.
Yeah, and he didn't turn out all that well.
No, he didn't. He wasn't happy about him. I was mistaken when I was talking on the forum. I thought he was talking about something else. But yes.
Yeah,
Although honestly,
pan out.
he didn't look that good prior to the rollover. I mean, his
Right,
route
I
running
didn't.
is never going to be.
I didn't understand that selection because he never looked good to me at all.
Yeah, I mean, he only dropped 3 points on the PS2, and I mean, his route running went from 45 to 42 for his future. But I mean, 45 is not exactly,
No.
you know, I don't know. I'd have a tough time drafting a wide receiver at 1.8 that had, you know, less than 50 route running, pretty much guaranteed.
I was getting ready to say, I think if you're picking a wide receiver in the top 10, his route running bar should at least be 60.
Yep.
I mean, you can't always find a guy that's going to have a route running bar of 80, 85, but 60 works perfect. You know, unless, like I said, unless you're T-Zac and you're throwing the ball 65 times a game.
Yeah.
What I'm shocked.
And Perez is a guy that if he wanted Perez, if Perez was going to be his guy,
Well, he should have been available later.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
could have traded back and got him.
What I'm shocked, he's 24 years old. Usually,
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
if,
He's going to get a couple less years out of him, and he's only 40% developed.
Now, he might have been hoping that route running bar would actually go up with the high souls mixed score, and maybe there was some masking or something. I don't know. Because he had a high soul score. He had good combines. I mean, he could have popped, but
no, I can see that. Absolutely. That's how I thought as well, too. So I can see him thinking the same thing. I don't know how Perez looked. I didn't scout him. I scouted other wide receivers.
he looks very similar to what he looks like right now.
I was getting ready to say, Clay, he didn't look much different than how he looks now.
Well, he lost 21-28. Cushman did well. Cushman had 414 yards, 7 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 90 quarterback rating. His running game was non-existent. So it was a close game.
Well, and he commented, I think he said he was driving for the winning score or for the tying score, something like that. He commented in the forum, and he said Cushman threw a interception right in the red zone.
Oof.
Yep.
Oof.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It's been happening to him a lot. I think last year, and he'll chime in on this, last year or the year before, he was getting that a lot. A lot of interceptions in the red zone, which are killers.
Right, because not only do you not get to 7, you don't even get to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let it be a pick 6.
Yeah, or it's a big turn.
All right. Next up is NC West. We have Fairbanks, we have Oakland, Hanalei, and Colorado. So Fairbanks wins their game. Let me get his team up. Fairbanks. And who did Fairbanks take? He took, here we go, the guard.
He took a guard, and his offensive line is pretty solid right now.
Let's move this over.
From left to right, his offensive line is actually well above average.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, they are. So they win 16-3. It's a close game. Not a close
Here's
game, but
the kicker,
not
Doug.
a high-scoring game, I meant to say.
The oldest member of that O-line is in his 6th year.
What was that?
Here's the kicker. The oldest member of that O-line is in year 6.
Yep, he keeps them together. That's going to be cohesion like crazy in a couple years.
And they'll last a long time. He's got a good 5 seasons.
He's got a good quarterback too. That's his
Yeah, he's an interception machine.
Oh wow.
He's going to be paying a lot of money to those old linemen, though. He might not be able to keep them all together.
Well, he's not. He's probably going to let that quarterback go. I can't imagine he's going to sign that quarterback to a second contract, so he'll have some free money.
Yep.
So you'll just let this guy go and get somebody else?
That quarterback's not good, Clay. Like if you go to his player card, his avoid interception bar is just absolutely awful.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, to be rated a 37 with those bars, he's got to have a terrible avoid interception because he looks like he should be a 45, 48 rated guy at least with those bars. The fact that it's at 37, you can guarantee he's an interception machine.
He's got a guy named Arroyo on his roster can do the same job for a lot less money.
It kind of sucks that he picked up this guy at 1-2, and now he's got to dump him.
Well, he's starting Charlie Straczynski.
Right, that's who we're talking about.
That's who I have up. That's who he's.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about Arroyo.
No.
Yeah, neither one of them are good, I guess.
But Arroyo will do the same job as Straczynski for about $20 million a year less.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just pulled
rid of both of them.
I just pulled up Straczynski. His avoid interception bar is 20.2.
What's Arroyo's?
Probably about the same. Arroyo is 11.2.
Yeah. So get rid of both of them and just move on.
So
Justin will cut Hastings. That guy will be available.
So when this guy hits the free agent market, because he's not going to sign him, no one's going to pick up this guy. I don't believe
Not a
it.
chance.
Somebody will pick him up as a backup.
No, I think people.
But they're not going to pay him $30 million a year.
Somebody will. Yeah. Someone's going to fall in love with his bars and not pay any attention.
I guarantee, like what C-Max just said, someone's going to have him, pay him top dollar, and he's going to be their starter. You want to bet on this?
Oh my God, 26 years old. Look at those bars. Oh yeah, he's going to make 45, 50 million in free agency.
You want to bet on this?
I'm saying if they listen to this show, they won't sign him because you just told them not to.
Nope. And they're going to say, what we talked about, they're going to say, I can change him.
Right, Clay. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to say, you know what? I will make this guy work. And then 2 seasons later, after he has 25 touchdowns and 38 picks, they're going to give up and release him.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yep. But I should also say nobody should be listening to me.
You got a couple different types of GMs here. You got a couple different types. You got the guys that think they're Jimmy Johnson, that draft better than everybody. They think they could. Oh, let me find some 65 rated wide receiver at 2.31. They think that they can come up with some sort of master plan. And then you got the guys that think they're Bill Parcells, that they can basically turn. I don't know how you want to word it, but just an average roster into a winning one. People aren't realistic about what they can do sometimes.
I like his
or
guard.
What they can't do.
Up. His guard is a nice pickup. If he gets that run bar up there at 100, nice guy. Nice pick.
Definitely.
Yeah. I do like the pick.
So his quarterback was.
I don't know about 1.9 on a guard, but still.
Yeah, so.
You need him, you need him.
Well, I was going to say, if you won't pick a lineman up that high, C-Max?
I would. I guess, it depends on what I need. He didn't need him is, I guess, my point. I mean, there were other players, I think, at that point that might have helped his team more than that guy because he didn't really need him.
He could have picked the wide receivers that were all out there, which he needs, wide receivers.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like it was a need. And, again, a guard with, well, I guess it depends. If he's going to try and be a run-heavy team, then sure, but the guy didn't have the greatest pass blocking.
Well, he's never been a run-heavy team.
Yeah, Chris is right, though. The offensive line is pretty much already there without that guy. So at 9, yeah, you could definitely go look elsewhere.
But he's a great player. I'd love to have him on my team. I just don't know that he was the right pick based on need and what he's already got on his roster.
He probably didn't think there were any wide receivers out there that were worthy because his wide receiver core is not good at all. So he must have not thought any of the wide receivers are good to go after the lineman.
When did that tight end go? What pick did that tight end go? Because that tight end
was gone already.
He was gone. Yeah, he went at like 6, didn't he?
The tight end went at 3.
3? Oh
yeah.
shit!
This guy, Bert Henry.
Yeah, Bert Henry. He went at 3.
Oh yeah. All right. Well then, that wasn't an option.
Look, unless it's a kicker or a punter, you'll never hear me say anything bad about somebody getting an 80 rated player in the top 10. I mean, it's an 80 rated player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the one of the bright, intelligent yellow guys at 49 for intelligence. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, he's on the high end of what you can get for the yellow group. And the yellow guys always seem to have all the super skill, but they're just dumb as a box of rocks.
Yep.
Let's go to now Oakland. You didn't have a first round pick, Jugs.
No, I gave my first round pick to Grimmer for his cornerback.
Got it.
And then I drafted that safety.
Jugs wins 21-10 over Pfizer in Colorado. Kornick 3 touchdowns, 119 quarterback rating. Strickland 124 yards, almost 7 yards per attempt. Hastings 63 yards, almost 4 yards per attempt. You weren't happy about something, Jugs. Why don't you
Probably
tell us?
Bernstein.
Say that again, Chris.
Said probably Bernstein.
Well, Bernstein gave up 7 catches, but I looked through the logs. He didn't get. I don't think he got beat deep on any pass. Everything was like underneath. I mean, if you look and see what Colorado, how many passing yards he had, he didn't do anything.
Let me get to him. Yeah, he was terrible, and his guys throwing interceptions against Diaz. So his quarterback went 22 of 36, 170 total yards passing. Yards per attempt, 4.72 yards. Terrible.
Gross.
1 touchdown, 2 interception, passing rating of 58.
Yeah, he couldn't. He had the ball, I think, for 12 minutes or something like that on the first 2 drives. And after that, like, we kind of, like, shut him down.
Yeah. I mean, in his defense, you got a really good defense.
And his running game was only 45 yards, 2.45 yards per attempt, Colorado. So Grimm's defense against the run was also stout.
You mean Jug?
Jugs.
I meant.
Yeah.
Jug.
Look at his linebackers, man. Jugs, he got some disgusting linebackers. Those guys are just beautiful. Ugly.
Oh, no, man. That entire defense, dude.
Yeah,
Jesus
everything.
Christ.
Yeah, you're stacked. I mean, it's going to be tough for anybody to put points up on you.
Especially as the games go on.
Very nice.
And he's got the corners.
Got the safeties.
You love the bump and run.
I've been playing a combination the last couple seasons. I've been playing man. I got rid of the Tampa 2. I don't know how Howie and Grimmer make that Tampa 2 work because it just doesn't work for me.
Is it really working for me?
It's 32 against the pass.
But I mean, you won the bowl, so it must be working to some sort of extent.
Yeah.
But it just I mean, people always seem to complete passes over the middle against that defense on me when it's supposed to stop the deep middle. I just don't get it.
Yeah, and if you got a linebacker that can play zone, a middle linebacker playing zone, you should be able to do pretty good in that
Right,
formation.
right. And it just I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm not blitzing out of it. I'm just not sure what I need to do. I'm kind of experimenting with it in another league, and I got mixed results. You know, small sample size. I think I've been running it maybe for about 6 or 7 games. But with all the talent I have, it should be working better than what it does here in IHOF.
Are you signing Kornick to a long-term deal?
Well, he's got 2 years left. I mean,
Oh, I meant
I'm gonna keep him until he retires, or until his ratings drop below like 40.
well, that's what I meant until he retires.
Yeah, he should have another 3-4 years in him. He'll have to resign him at least once,
Yeah, if you're asking,
unless he
Clay,
pulls a social.
I won't be going after Britt Meyer next offseason if that's what you're asking.
That's what I'm asking. In code.
Because Clay's thinking about it.
I am actually. I need a new quarterback.
No, you don't.
Eichhorst is aging out, but still going to do just fine this season.
He should retire from your
Clay,
team.
I don't think you have the cap room.
He should retire from the team. He absolutely should.
Who?
Eichhorst.
No, that's okay. I have him for another 3 years. Next up is Hanalei. Now he's back in play, Malpal. I saw him a couple of times in the forum.
Yeah,
He's
he didn't.
drafted, but
he
he
didn't
hasn't turned
get
in
a
a
foul
foul.
for week 1, but he was around in the offseason.
So
And like I said, he's got if you look at his cap room for next year, he's got like I said, he's going to have like $300 million.
well, he has 8, 14, and 6 is 8. So he's got 88, 180, 280 something million. Yeah, almost 300 million.
Did you see the contract he signed Fulcher to?
Who?
His QB.
Quarterback.
This guy?
Yeah, but it's all salary. It's hardly any bonus at all. He can cut that guy whenever he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's only really paying 10,
He
20,
threw 4
30,
picks
40,
today.
50.
Man. I guess
Well, he doesn't have any talent around him anymore.
He
You know,
does.
look at Fulcher's season a couple years ago. He threw 36 touchdowns and 18 picks.
Yeah, the last 2 seasons, Melko hasn't re-signed anybody. He's had
Right, he hasn't
massive
re-signed anybody, so he doesn't have any talent around him. So the quarterback is just going to play horrible.
if you take
He's
that,
got like 70% rookies on the team right now.
if you take that 88 timing bar away, though, what bar does he have that makes him worth $50 million a year, with talent or without? I'd go after Britt Meyer too. Yeah, absolutely, he will.
But Clay, do this. So click on, pull up. Let's see. You got Hanalei's roster.
Mhm.
Go to experience,
Okay. Experience. Where is
Holy shit!
and then scroll down.
Look at all them rookies.
Oh, experience. Okay, hold on. Got it? And then scroll
And
down.
scroll down.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Every single draft pick he made is a 51 rated player or higher, all the way through the 7th round. Every single. I think he had 10 picks. They're all 51 rated or higher.
Evan, I would venture to guess that probably another 4 or 5 of the undrafted guys he's got are probably going to be that way too.
Oh, that's his pick. We almost forgot to look at it. He picked this guy at 1-2, the safety.
And Grimmer, Chris and I even joked when he made that selection. We said he doesn't look that special. Watch him end up being 75 rated, and I'll be damned if he didn't turn out to be 80 rated.
Yep. And then I don't even know. I mean, is this a cornerback to you guys, or does he play where he's playing?
He looks more like he should be at corner, but I mean, hey, I
You
don't
can
think
play
it
him
too
there,
much matters.
regardless. You don't even got to move him; just play him at corner.
Here's what's even scarier: he's got 53 players under contract. 13 of them are over 4 years experience. 40 of them are 4 years or less.
Yep. 40 of them are on their rookie contracts.
Damn.
Remember what I said before last show that we were talking about this, that I said, do you think Malpal gets off by letting this team just fall apart and then he rebuilds it again to a champion and just dominates? Because I think that's a fun thing for him if you can draft well like he can.
I think that's for him, but I think it's got more to do with him just getting busy and not having the time.
No, that as well. He is
And
busy.
I
I'm
can
not
see how
saying that he's not busy, but that's a drive for him to come back and to rebuild his team again. That's what I mean by that.
I mean, he's drafting starting players in the 6th and 7th round.
Yep.
I know.
All he's
For some
going to
of
need
us.
is one more offseason, He can draft. He'll probably load up for draft picks next season. Well, then again, let me look and see because he may not have that many. Hold on.
I gave him 2 first rounds of mine.
No, you didn't. So he's got his first and second round pick next year. So he could load up for draft picks next season. And then, like I say, my guess is he'll go after some free agents. There's a ton of good free agents. And he'll have a legit team. And like I say, in a couple seasons, he'll be back to 15-1 again.
So you're saying this season he will be 6-10?
Oh, he's not. He's not going to win no more than 5 or 6 games the way that roster is right now.
If,
But
if he doesn't
he
come
needs
back
at least
and
one
put in the
more
lineup, yeah, for sure.
All right, so we're seeing him at 5-11, 6-10, kind of.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Hey, that was Mass Luis that you gave 2 first.
I know. I was just joking the jugs.
And I'm just breaking your balls.
Now we got Colorado. Pfizer, it's not like him. I don't know what's going on with his quarterback. Last season, his quarterback was terrible, and it seems like his quarterback's doing the same to him.
Well, he's trying to force the ball to Dwayne Yellop. That's part of the problem.
Let's look at
he's trying to validate that contract he gave to him, and the wide receiver just is not playing well for him at all.
This guy right here.
Now he went crazy towards Jennings this game. He actually didn't. He only targeted Yellow like 6 times this game. I mean,
he still didn't do anything, even on 6 targets.
Yeah, it was only two completions, but no, he's doing the right thing by targeting Elliott Jennings.
Well, Jug shut him down. His quarterback. Yes, he's been targeted 11 times, Jennings. He got 9 catches, but he only got 66 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, he's paying Yellow $77 million in bonuses, $78 million.
And he put him on a trade block. Said make an offer, and I know at least 2 people who made offers, and they tell me that he didn't even bother responding. So, I mean, I don't know. Does he think he's going to get 3 firsts for that guy?
Well, to be fair, he did finally respond to me and had said he had gotten busy with real life, so there were other things going there. Just so that we don't throw him completely under the bus, because I did make that comment that he hadn't replied, and he did reply eventually and say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I've been busy with this and this." And
well, here's something that may give him some hope. That is, honestly, I think running into Jugs for game 1 was an issue, because if you look at it, at all his receptions here, he had 3 yards after catch from his whole wide receiving core.
That's a problem.
3 yak yards. I mean, he was completing some passes, but he went absolutely nowhere after the completion. Nobody.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen that. That's disgusting.
Jugs' defense is a buzzsaw. Let's see what he does against Fort Wayne tomorrow. But I know Diaz, for some reason, I don't know what's going on with Diaz. Look at last season. He threw 26 interceptions to 15 touchdowns. He went downhill for some reason.
I wonder if he changed coordinators or playbooks.
No, we checked last year. He didn't do that.
Because Diaz was good for him before. And Pfizer always had a team double-digit wins every season. Something changed in his quarterback. I don't know what it is, but something changed.
Yeah, he's been running
line.
He's been running spread offense for the last 5 years, and like 10 of the last 11.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's probably something to do with his O-line, maybe, because his O-line's had a lot of turnover in the last few years.
Do you think he changed plays in the playbook to try and feed the ball more to Yelop and maybe made things worse instead of better?
I don't know. I mean, if honestly, if I paid enough attention to his logs, maybe I could figure it out. But I just don't. Diaz is a solid quarterback. I don't know. Like you say, I just don't know what happened.
I mean, I know from experience it's not hard to do that. You think you're doing something positive, and it goes south in a big hurry, and all of a sudden you're like, "Shit, what did I do?"
Oh. Yeah,
well, if you look at what he did with
Yelop
Yelop last season, he didn't over-target him last season either. He only targeted him 95 times all year.
No, but
Well,
that's
only
maybe he's not trying to get him
much.
the ball enough.
Well, no, he can only be on the field so much because of his endurance.
I still think you could get a guy
But look
more
at
than
what Ben
95
did, and
targets.
what he did. They're side by side. 19 and 20. I mean, it's light years apart.
All right, fellas, we're going to move over to the AC North, where we have
Almost got as
Toronto.
many yards after catch as he got yards, period, last season.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Ben was able to get him 200 targets and 1,700 yards. I mean, it's possible.
But okay, maybe you're on to something, Chris, because if you look at his target percentage, the last year he was in Tucker, his target percentage was 67%.
Yep.
His target percentage in Colorado has been 20.
Yep. Maybe they need to try to give him the ball more. Fuck, I don't know. I would probably, if I was paying him $82 million, I'd be trying to get him the ball a whole lot more.
I think if I was paying him $82 million, I'd be throwing him the ball 15 times a game.
Yep.
I think I see the problem.
What's that? Red zone.
I'm going to keep that one to myself.
Okay. Now we go to AC North. We have Toronto, Rochester, Harlem, and North Plainfield. Let's start with Toronto, who is continuing with his buzzsaw of a team.
Yeah.
Well, he kept some of the plays from T-Zac's playbook.
Let's see who he picked up, number one. He picked up this guy, wide receiver. So this was 1-1. He wanted to trade out. No one chose to. He kept this guy. Looks like it's going to pan out. His route running looks like it's going to get there. At 1-1, I would like to see higher bars, of course. But it'll do for him.
There wasn't really that many options in this draft at the top, so I don't think he did bad by picking him there. But yeah, obviously 1.1, you're hoping for a guy that looks generational, and he looks like a good number one, but
he'll make him work.
I'd love to have him on my team.
Yeah.
He's got mock 342 yards per attempt, guys. Almost 12.21 yards per attempt. 12.21. 4 touchdowns. Passing rating of 146. No running game, as we know, and is receiving 262 yards. Go ahead. What are you going to say, Jugs?
Mock dropped 5 points this offseason. So I think this might be his last year on the team.
It keeps it up like this. Keep around until he's a 2-rated guy.
You're right, because Schweigert's going to make him look better than what he is anyway.
Yeah, Schweigert and Warzel is still hanging in there, and Pedro George is just fine. I mean, yeah, and then now he's got this Simoneau.
Mm-hmm.
And he just rotates him right in. Here's the other guy, George. Yeah.
I think he's going to slowly settle from a player that dominates to a good player. Let's put it that way. I don't think he's going to throw 60 touchdowns every season of his career. That's going to start shrinking to 50 and 45, and he's going to come back to earth a little bit. He's still going to be a good player, and there's still going to be a team you have to reckon with.
Yeah, he beat North Plainfield 47-17. And he got a good pick. Did he also have another first-round pick?
Yep.
That was it.
Yeah. No. He had one at
Yeah.
the end of the round. He drafted the fullback that he moved to tight end.
There it is. And so this is the guy you said he didn't pan out, correct? By doing the transition?
Doesn't look nearly as good as it did early, man.
I'm seeing 27-48.
For what?
That's a bust.
That's what I have. I have 28-48.
I mean, if the route
If
running
his route
gets
running
to
gets
it,
where it needs to be, that it's all right.
looks all right, but the endurance went way down. It wasn't that fucking low, so.
Yeah, no, I think that's a disappointment. It's got to be a disappointment.
The courage bars under 25.
Yeah, and no big play at all. I mean, that's got to be a disappointing pick. I mean, after the reveal, but.
And you got to remember, this is the thing that Coyote Vice is probably going to fix, like, next. it's probably already bugging him. And I got to believe next offseason he'll go back at a tight end again because he wouldn't won this. He likes 122. So he likes having two tight ends that can catch the ball. And at the moment, that's not the strongest position on his team. So he's probably not thrilled with that.
Well, and again, he was on the road without much access during the draft, so you can't really blame him too much. He couldn't really do much digging.
Right.
Well, I have him tomorrow for a game, so be interesting.
Well, be careful. We'll put 50 on you.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Good game for him. 47 to, what was it? 47-17.
17.
Next up, Rochester. So, Rochester here.
Rochester finally has offensive talent after how many years?
Yep.
He's got 3 legit wide receivers. He's got a legit tight end. He's got an okay running back. I mean, for years, that team had no talent on offense.
Well, this is the tight end he picked up. Nice pick. That's that Burt Henry that you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
Really nice pick. Wow.
Love that guy. He's 6'8", 268. He should be a red zone target.
Runs a 4.59 40. I mean, for his size, that's fast as shit.
Damn.
I would target Dak every single time I get in the red zone. I would target that guy every single play.
And he's 22 years old. Nice pick. Very nice pick for Rob. So his quarterback, Tyler, threw for 361
Well, he wasn't shy about
yards,
using him.
3 touchdowns, passing rating of 102. Yeah, look at his 2 receivers. So his rookie that we were just talking about had 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. So maybe he is targeting him, Grim.
Red zone.
I mean, Jug in a red zone.
That's my old quarterback, by the way.
Is it?
Yep.
Little shorty. He's getting it done.
Oh, he is. And the other receiver he has, Bryant. So yeah, he's putting together this team to be.
Luke Hart's the kind of guy that Rob really likes to have. Rob's.
I was getting ready to say Luke Hart's the guy with the route running bar and the third down catching bar.
Yep, and he can be the decoy if need be. If you want to double team him, fine. He's still got 2 other receivers that can pull it down. Yeah, he's got a nice. This is a classic Rob wide receiver core. I guess in RZB, I mean, he's usually got even better wide receivers, but it's all about the route running.
Well, in RZB, he's got a better quarterback.
That too.
Well,
that too.
He edges out red zone by 1 point, and we're going to get to red zone's team right now about that. Let me get this back up. So we go to Harlem.
Well, here it is again.
I know.
Interesting.
I know you're heartbroken.
Very interesting.
Let's get your team.
So go to planning and staff, and go to Rochester's head coach and check out that motivation bar.
All right, hold on. Let me move these over. Planning and staff, Rochester.
And then search by team. Yeah, Rochester.
And we're going to go up to Harlem and see what do we got.
Head coach. Okay.
Yeah, not close to the same.
Now we want Harlem?
No, we want Rochester.
I have it.
Find his head coach.
I got it.
Look at that motivation bar.
I have it.
Well, it was recently pointed out to me that has a lot to do with halftime adjustments. So now I'm getting beat twice in my own division by Toronto and Rochester by better head coaches, because if you look at the box score, we got beat in the second half. And we didn't play all that well and still only lost by 1 point. So I don't know what to do with that other than, go to the next game.
You didn't have a first-round pick, I see.
No.
Okay. Was it at the end that you lost?
Yeah. Well, I mean, pull up the box score. Where is it? Let me see.
I'll get it right now. Right here.
We scored with 2:18 left to win it. And the only other two scores in the second half, he kicked a field goal, and I had a QB run for a TD.
He missed 5 field goals. You missed 2, but he missed 5 field goals.
Was it raining?
Let's
No.
see. No.
No,
He's
it was
fair and
calm. He put up.
Wow.
See that you shouldn't have won that game
Oh, I'm not saying I should have. I'm saying that I didn't get blown out by any means. And
because he put up 500 yards, and honestly, he probably should have had 40-something points on you.
I'm coming.
well,
I just got to take BRB.
He had look at his first downs. I mean, you just pointed that out. He had 29 first downs.
No
You had
doubt.
17.
yep. I think I know why that is, but nothing I can do about it now.
I don't think I've ever seen a
Wow.
kicker miss 5 field goals in a game. Has anybody ever seen that?
Never.
Where are we at?
That's why I brought that up. 5 field goals.
I mean, he would be cut.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
There you
There's
go.
just, I mean,
Okay.
there's just absolutely no way I keep. That's an
I-
84 rated kicker.
Here we go. Let's get
There
to
we
that
go
He
with
is
the
kicker.
the
kickers.
reason why we don't pay kickers.
Here you go,
This is
Clay.
what we're telling you, Clay.
Here you
What the
go,
fuck
Clay.
y'all getting on about?
Hold on. Let me get to his team because I grabbed Red Zone's kicker. We're talking about the 5 field goals that were missed by this kicker right here.
So yeah, add 15 points.
Oh,
Should have been 42-26.
wow. That's fucking
How did
that's really
you miss
bad.
5 field goals?
Yeah.
Bad.
Wow. And it's not raining or snowing
Now, if it was raining, slippery field,
or
like
windy,
you said,
right?
or windy. But what's it say at the top?
Fair work.
60 degrees, fair and calm.
Mhm.
And it's a home game. You weren't in some other stadium. You're in your backyard.
Damn.
And his cap number is 18.8 million for that kicker
Jesus Christ.
to miss 5 field goals. I can miss 5 field goals with a rookie making minimum salary.
All right, we're off to North Plainfield. North Plainfield.
Clay just changes the subject.
North Plainfield loses to Toronto 47-17. Do I have him up? Yeah. Banks.
Yeah,
His quarterback is Banks.
Yeah, he's going to struggle this year because his quarterback is still like really underdeveloped.
Who did he pick up in the draft? Let's see. North Plainfield.
Defensive. No. He got the corner, didn't he? He got that stud corner.
Got him right here. Oh, nice. He got another stud quarterback, I remember last time. I think it was like 2 years ago or something like that. Good pickup. I like that pick. A lot of old age rookies. You notice that? 24 years old.
Yep, Banks was one. He's in year 2. He's 25.
Yeah, there's another guy at 25. Like the pick. I like his quarterback if he grows out. You know what? I wish his timing bar was higher, so I take that back. But other people like the accuracy bar more.
I think the debate is either you want timing and sense rush or you want accuracy and sense rush. And there's a pretty large camp on both sides of that argument.
Mm-hmm. So either way it can work. Nice pick either way for that he has for his quarterback. So you think he's going to struggle?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's only 43% developed. I mean, he's probably not going to make any impact until next year, and he probably should go after another wide receiver or tight end next draft
Let's see
to
what
help that quarterback along.
He has this guy, young guy. So yeah, he needs another one. He's got these two guys too. Oh no, they don't have any route running bars. This guy's almost. Well, they lost 17-47, And
Yeah, he got wiped out.
then we have now AC South with Houston, San Antonio, Fort Wayne, and Atlanta. This is a good division, by the way. It's always a tough one to call as well. But let's start with Houston. So Houston won 27-19 over Atlanta. And who did Houston pick in the draft? Houston picked
Wide receiver.
Richie Winters.
I like this guy too. He was a guy that I had underrated.
Only thing I didn't like about him was that zero big play part. That's always a scary one, but it looks like it panned out.
Mm-hmm.
I always worry that those guys are going to tank in PS2, but he didn't.
Well, but see, I mean, it depends what kind of receiver you're looking for too. Do you think this guy's going to get, that many big plays without a big play bar? I mean, the chances are no, he's not. With a 4.5 140, I realize that's a variable, but I mean that leads you to believe the same thing. He's a possession receiver.
He's a possession receiver, right?
Yep. Well, split in, possession receiver, got good size. Good workout.
I mean, when you pick him at 112 and he's making 11, pushing 12 million a year now, what's he going to want on his next contract? If I'm going to spend that kind of big money on a top 10 or 12 or 15 pick, I want the whole package. I can get a possession guy in the late first or early second. Just my 2 cents.
If I didn't pick, if someone would pick Powell before I picked, I would have picked Winters. He was on my list to pick. So it's nice that he did well. What?
To me, Winters would go perfect if he had another wide receiver that could stretch the field.
Scobie's not too bad, but he's aging. 29. He's still got some years on him. I mean, only 50 big play, but that's obviously, 50 points better than Winters.
Yeah, in a perfect world, you want to have Richie Winters opposite Swigert.
He looks.
I think everybody would love to have that.
Yeah, he looks better than we all thought he would. And in my offense, I could use that guy in my offense.
Absolutely, he's 10 times better than the guys that were picked before him.
He's 10 times better than every.
He looks like he
on my
can just
team.
run everything, but just he'll get you the yards you want, but he's not going to bust a huge play all the time.
But he's another example of this draft class just not being loaded with studs.
You know who he looks like. He looks like Hines Ward.
Yeah.
Same height, same size, not a lot of speed. Courage bar 100. That's Hines Ward.
Yep, going across the middle might not pick up a lot of yards afterwards, but he'll catch everything over the middle.
Correct. He'll get him the first downs. He'll move the chains for him. And then he has a reliable hands in the red zone, in the end zone. So let's see what he does. So he beat Atlanta 27-19. His quarterback threw one touchdown, one interception, 78. Who's his quarterback? Emmons.
He's been around a while.
He has been. He needs a quarterback. Running game, he's got the split carries, 14 attempts, and the other one 13 attempts, one at 84 yards. Not bad. And the other one at 62 yards. So 100 and something yards. So he has a balanced offense. Looks like he has a good team he's putting together.
Nope.
I like.
I mean, he's had a good team.
I think he's still the team to beat in the division.
It's going to be one of the tougher ones, man. He's got the team put together already.
Let's look at C-Max's team. San Antonio. I know Sacco, whatever his name is.
Sosha.
Sacco.
He's like, stop it.
Sacco. We talked about him so much.
The boy gets no respect.
Sacco.
Yeah, Sosha. Yeah,
Sosha.
he just absolutely tanked in PS2 and accelerated my starting the rookie quarterback. I was planning on Sosha for one more year, but he dumped from a 65, I think, to a 33. And he just couldn't stay anymore.
So you beat Fort Wayne. I like your quarterback, C-Max.
Yeah, he played real well today.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
276 yards, almost 8 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 112 passing rating. And
Now,
good.
I'm not counting on that. I think there's probably going to be a whole lot more games this year where it'll be flipped with, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, because he's just not very developed. But it was definitely a promising sign for game 1.
I like his bars where they are.
Yeah, I really liked him. I mean, I was very happy to take him at 113, and really happy that he didn't just tank in PS2, especially with Sosha tanking.
So if Socha didn't tank, you were not picking up a quarterback in this draft, correct?
Oh no, I picked up the quarterback regardless. My goal was to have him sit this season, maybe next, behind Sosha and develop. But then, like I said, Sosha dropped from a 65 to a 33, and this guy hung in there. So Sosha got cut, and Emmerling's the guy.
Oh, so you were going quarterback no matter what.
Yeah. I was looking towards the future. I mean, Sosha was aging, and I knew he was going to start to decline. But I thought I had a couple of years. So this guy I thought could sit for 2 years and develop and be the guy to eventually replace him. But like I said, that got accelerated.
What year was Sosha, Chris?
I think he was 30. Yeah, he was 34. I think he was 34, or maybe he had just turned 35. So I mean, I thought I still had a couple, 2-3 seasons left.
Here he is, right here. Jugs.
13th season.
So he was 35. Yeah, 13th season.
Yeah, you usually don't see the drop off year 13. That usually happens 14.
Yeah, but this guy was getting smashed. I was talking with Chris about that over the weekend. He got smashed his whole career, dude.
Yeah, he not only did he run a lot and get tackled a lot, but he also got sacked an awful lot. And he probably took 2,000 hits over his career.
Could it be the volatility as well?
Yeah, I don't. It might be, I guess, but in the 13 prior seasons, he never took a hit like that, up or down.
Yep, he's been pretty steady.
Well, you got a good pick, so thank you, Lucky Stars. You got that guy.
Yeah, I know. I just need to get some actual receivers for him because my receivers are all pretty terrible. Well, I shouldn't say that. I mean,
well, hey,
Walls isn't terrible, and that nappy check, Andre's nappy check guy.
Ben had 15 wide receivers on the roster before today's sim, so.
Well, I had 15 on the roster before.
This guy's going to be fine.
Before preseason.
Nappy check?
Yeah, Nappy check turned out pretty good. He had a nice boost in PS2.
What is his name?
Nappy check or Nappa check. I call him Nappy Sack. But yeah. But, and then I picked up that Jeff Parsons, who's also got some route running. I mean, but I just got a bunch of, mediocre wide receivers. And so I'm trying to target Lucas Schneider. I'm trying to target my fullback. I'm trying to really spread it around.
Not Pachek.
Nappy Sack.
Let's just call him Nappy.
It sounds like
Nappy.
What's that movie? I forgot the name of it. Horrible Bosses too. Nice win, by the way, C-Max.
Yeah, I was pleased.
All right, next up is Fort Wayne Slam. He's not playing his star wide quarterback.
Oh, Bucky Witt? Yeah.
His team.
I can't say I blame him. I mean, I think Donovan still looks like the better quarterback by a good margin.
I take that back. Donovan is his quarterback that I'm speaking of, that he picked up.
Yeah, he just drafted Witt 1.4 this year, and he didn't work out.
Okay, so play through the. Do you have it? Yeah, you have it up. So I feel like we talk about this every show. Look at the rushes per game he had this game.
He had 12 attempts, 92 yards, almost 8 yards per attempt.
Why is he not running the ball? He has offensive linemen that are run blockers. yet he passes every game. I'm trying to understand the thought process with what he's doing with his team.
The only thing I can think of, and we're speculating, he sees other players or other GMs passing well, and so
Well,
he's doing the same.
I think part of the problem too is today. I mean, we jumped out to an early lead. I mean, at the end of the third quarter, it was 24-0. So he had gone away from any running at that point. And honestly, I think one of the issues for me, I think it would have been not even as close of a game. I went into the protect the lead mode and just ran pretty much every play in the fourth quarter and couldn't do shit.
He was probably in hurry up mode and passing every play.
Yeah, he was really quickly got into, he was behind and he was passing.
Well, let's look at it right now.
And that's why your running back sucks so bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, the
choice.
last 10 carries he had were like 1 yard, 2 yard.
You just ran off the clock. At the end.
He had no choice at that
hate
point.
this
The game goes into hurry up mode. You don't have any control over that.
Jugs, he was up 24-0.
Okay.
In the fourth quarter, that's when he started scoring Fort Wayne. So, yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like we talk about his team every show because he has offensive linemen that are built to run block, but it doesn't seem like he's just running the ball enough.
Well, yeah, and with Thurman Carden and Riley and actually it was Wozniak that he ran. And I don't even get
Wozniak's been a good guy over the years.
Wozniak's been good, but look at Thurman Carden. I mean, that guy's 98 hole wreck, getting 2 carries.
Well, I'm always rooting for Slam anyways. He's been on the show a couple of times. He's been a really nice guy, so
I like Slam. I root for him too. I mean, except when he's playing me, but I don't get what he's doing.
Yes, he had a good running team. I think it was last season or the season before. He had a 2-headed monster going. If I'm not mistaken. But
I think Jugs is right with his old line and these running backs. Yeah, he should be.
He's got a really good defense though too. I mean, he's got so many young guys.
Look at the tackle that he took in the first round.
Yep, Tubbs.
Hold on. Oh, who's Toby Emmerling?
Wait, I thought he took the quarterback.
No, I took the quarterback. I got Toby Emmerling.
Oh, okay.
Well,
No. He had 2 picks. He had 2 picks.
Supposed to go. Holy
yeah,
cow.
that's what I'm saying. He had a pick.
He had Bucky Witt at 1.4, and then at the end of the first round, he drafted Rico Tubbs.
Okay, so these
Rico
are his
Tubbs,
2 picks
right
in the
tackle.
first round that he went after.
So
Tubbs
Chris,
is great. Witt, not so much.
You let Sosha go.
I had to. He tanked, dude. He dropped down to a 33.
It talked about that Sosha thing. You like 10 minutes late.
I think if Bucky can sit there and fucking learn for a second, that scramble frequency, dude. I mean,
he's not a 1-4 quarterback.
No.
At 1-4,
give him a year.
And that scrambles.
No,
nice,
no,
with a 4, 5,
disagree.
6, 40, it's not going to be. I mean, that was the one thing I think that set Sosha apart with the scrambling was the fact that he was running a 4.3 240. I mean, he was one of the league's fastest men, and I think that made a huge difference in him getting those 7 yards of carry. I think 4.5, 5 yards of carry is all Bucky would be able to get with that speed.
he got a nice right tackle in Tubbs.
Yeah, for sure. Tubbs is a great pick.
Yeah, at 30, pick number 30. Very good. His quarterback, I don't know why he was going after this guy. He must have looked good to him. Did he need a quarterback? He didn't like Donovan anymore?
Well,
Donovan's not been playing well at all.
I don't think Donovan
Be of use to somebody.
I mean,
Hasn't been terrible.
I like his bars. I would take
Kind of
him.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I like him. I just don't think he's played well, and I think that's where Slam was going with it. Is he looks nice, but I can't make him do what I want him to do. So maybe he was hoping that Witt would be something more. I mean, and Witt did take a pretty big hit in PS2 as well. I mean, he dropped from a 54 to a 43. So
yep.
He looked better, pre
Just another case of
PS2.
this not being that great a draft.
But he paid. Oh yeah, it's all salary. It's not really bonus.
Yeah. Donovan can be shuffled at any point if Bucky Witt develops for a year or two, maybe.
I think
Maybe
we
he
just
gets thrown in the fire this year.
each year, and you let Witt develop a little more and see what you got. Make a decision next year.
All right, let's go over to Atlanta. Atlanta lost. Let's pull them up.
They played Houston.
Yep, 19 points he scored. He has Meadows. Who did he pick in the draft?
Norbert
That's right, he picked
Goodwin,
up the-
great
He
wide
got the
receiver.
good one.
Yes,
Yeah.
I like his wide receiver. There it is.
I think we talked about him earlier
Yes, we
for a
did.
second.
Yeah, that 4.33 speed, 18 bench, 34
Give him
soul score.
121. That's a nice pick.
Yeah,
It's like the guy Howie got a couple years back.
There's I don't know what went wrong in the game. I mean, Will Meadows was 63%,
Well, no. Look
286.
at his defense. That's what went wrong in the game. Houston ran the ball like right down his throat.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, 170 yards against them.
Yep.
Yeah, right here. Yes, quarterback Meadows threw for 286, almost 10 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 91 passing rating, 100 yards. Complete balanced team. So it'll be nice to see what he does tomorrow against you, Jugs, with your defense.
Oh, crazy though! Atlanta's defensive tackles.
yeah, they're
Right.
great.
88 rated,
Paul pointed
79 rated, 62 rated.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
got look at
Paul
his
pointed
defensive
out to me
ends.
last
He's
time he
losing
has
this guy.
absolutely no linebackers at all.
Yeah, or defensive ends.
He's hitting free agency market next season.
Oh boy!
He couldn't afford him.
He couldn't
Oh,
afford.
man.
He can't afford
He
anybody.
looks like
Yeah,
he'll be pretty good in an Oakland uniform.
I think he'd be
and
good
he-
in a
and he-
Kansas uniform.
he's already got 648 million next year on the cap used as well. So he's already at zero under the cap next year.
Yep. He'll get the increase, which won't be that much.
Yeah,
$5
and
million.
he might have 4 or 5 million available.
Because I saw him in a free agency market. Because I remember when he drafted this guy. And now he has to let him go. That sucks.
He would look fantastic in an Oakland uni.
Jugs is going to be
I don't know.
sleeping.
He looks more like a 3-4 defensive end to me.
Jugs is going to be
No,
sleeping thinking about him.
I'm out.
He is a under tackle. He's a 3 technique defensive tackle.
Jugs, you already
No,
got two good fucking
pretty
defense.
sure he's a
tackles, so-
34 left defensive end.
I don't care
Looked real
what
good in
that
San
says.
Antonio.
I
No,
don't
he's
give a
gonna look
damn
real good in
what
San
the
Antonio.
ideal front says. He's going to be in Oakland next year.
Yeah, we'll see.
You going to outbid me for him, Chris?
I might.
Okay.
I can't.
I
wait
wouldn't
for the
count
next-
on it, but I
can't
might.
for the off season next season.
It's going to be interesting. There's so many players going into that this year. It's
I mean,
gonna
I
be-
need
crazy year.
another 75 rated plus player on my defense.
I don't think you need
Do
that.
you?
I don't think the league needs that. I don't think anybody needs that.
Well, nice pick for his wide receiver. I think he's going to do well. He's got a good team, and it's going to be. This is why your division, Chris, is a tough division to pick.
Yeah, any one of us could have a good season. I still think it's Houston's, but it's very very tight. We all have some pluses and we all have some warts.
All right, let's go to the next one. AC East. We got Tucker, Augusta, Snapfinger, and Oakland.
Definitely check out Ben's picks. We don't necessarily have to bug off at Tucker all the time.
No, we're not. We're bringing them up. And who did he pick, by the way? He picked up this guy to guard. Did he pick up somebody else? No, that's it. So he picked up.
No, he
this
got
guy.
he got two. He got a defensive end that Jacob Stenga
Got him up right
at
now.
124. Yeah, and then he got a guard too.
I like the guard.
Fletcher. Yep.
I also like the defensive end.
The
You
running
always
back he got in the third round. He got a 60 rated running back in the third
Oh,
round.
Sims. Yeah, Sims looks studly.
Yeah, we could go look at every one of his picks and go, fuck, man.
Hey, you're the one that just said not to bug off his picks. Now
Yeah.
we're admiring him. Shut up.
Well, it was a close game, by the way. His game, 20-17 against Orlando.
Orlando's always tough.
Yeah.
Brady didn't do well. 361 yards, 6 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown only, 74 passing rating. And he doesn't really run, so just have to look at his passing. But his defense held just enough to edge out Orlando.
Ooh wee. Wow. RJ Terry, 3 of 14 receiving. That's unusual.
Ooh. Is he one of the good guys?
Look at Amos Francis.
RJ Terry.
Yeah, I'm guessing, and I don't know. I'm just looking at the film room real quick. I'm thinking Orlando probably doubled him.
Well, if he doubled
See.
Terry, he should have
This
been
guy
double
was not lit.
I don't think he could double Terry. Well, he might have been able to, I guess. He'd have had a double second.
Look at Ben's roster, by the way.
Look at Francis.
Oh, they doubled someone else. That's what we're talking about. Terry got too many targets.
Look at Francis's player.
Well,
He had 19 touchdown catches.
Yeah, he was doubling the tight end, and he was doubling Terry.
He picked the wrong guy.
Well, I mean, he threw the ball at him 14 times. If he hadn't have doubled him, maybe you'd have had 10 of 14 for 131 yards, and then and then Francis would have had 40.
Yeah, I'm just going through the logs. All the doubles are either on the tight end or Terry.
Yeah, he must have been doubling second then, because Francis would have been the number one no matter what.
Yeah.
How you doing, Derek? But yeah, Ben's team is. Look at his roster, guys.
Yeah, man.
How you doing, Derek? Can you hear us?
Like, he's muted.
Oh.
Shows he's muted.
Yeah, so he just edges out Orlando. So he plays tomorrow, OBX. So let's see what happens tomorrow.
He beat Orlando on third down.
What's that?
Look at the third down conversions. 9 out of 17. Orlando was 2 of 10.
Let's look at it right now.
Ooh.
Wow, 9 out of 17.
That's tough.
And he only,
Unusual to see him in third down 17 times.
Orlando didn't play bad and just did all the little things it took to still win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The next is Augusta.
Well, anytime you're holding Tucker to 20 points, you've done a really good job.
Yeah, he did something good.
I mean, this Poffenroth has played decent for him at QB, 21 of 27. I mean, he ran for 126 yards. The time possession was pretty close. I mean, he lost first downs, but not by a ton. But third down looks like where he lost. He couldn't keep drives going, and Ben did.
So next up is Augusta. Augusta edged out Snapfinger 35-33. Good game going on. He picked up this guy. I know who called.
Cotter.
Yeah, someone wanted him too, right? Who was hoping?
Yeah, I did. I was holding out because I wanted to call him welcome back. Posted it in the fucking draft section.
Oh, he wasn't pass.
He looked like the consensus number one best running back in the draft.
Yeah,
I thought so.
he looks real good.
That Pientka guy looked like he was going to be better than he turned out, but I still thought Cotter was the better of the two.
Yeah, I thought Cotter was going to be, but I thought different scouting, obviously, but he looked better than he ended up for me. So
Carter's a nice threat out of the backfield as a receiver.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
Look what he did already. He had 13 attempts, 94 yards, almost 8 yards per attempt.
4 for 4 on passes.
Dude,
Yes.
Do
Yeah.
we know what
Great
offense
usage.
Augusta's running? Is Augusta running the spread?
Oh, let me see. Hold on.
Because this Cotter
Yeah,
looks like he'd be a
he
perfect
changed the
spread
spread.
halfback. Yeah, I mean, running to the outside, that
He is
98
running the
speed to
spread.
the outside, 71 breakaway speed. Yeah, he looks like a perfect ideal. I mean, just the ideal spread halfback.
Yeah, he's on the spread.
He is.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yeah, he switched because years past he was running smash mouth.
Well, that was back when he had what, Mesa? Mesa was his smash.
Well, he
mouth
was
piece,
he was
right?
just running smash mouth like the last 10 seasons.
Banks did well for him. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yeah, he
Didn't throw
doesn't
a
look
lot
like
of yards, but
ill effects from that
Yeah.
injury, does he?
what's that?
It's sick.
Doesn't look like he's got any ill effects carrying over from that injury. He's still playing well.
What did he have last season, by the way? Do you guys remember how he got hurt? Let's see.
ACL.
Yeah, ACL. I think a lot of people thought, and it's same thing with Saw, that he was going to retire. Yes.
Yeah.
I really thought he would, but he still
And
had a year
Ben
left in
didn't
his
though. I mean,
contract.
Ben came
Yeah.
in there and said, I wouldn't see any reason why he would retire.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see that guy get a ring.
Oh, he's got this season. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, still got a chance.
Good game, and good pick. Next up is
Hey, what's up, guys?
hey Derek.
What's up, man?
D nice.
Snapfinger. Snapfinger's teams has been, they've been doing well.
Well, his offense has.
So who did he pick up in a draft? Let's go.
Burt Rickles, real nice
He
linebacker.
got the linebacker,
Yeah.
didn't he?
Yeah, somebody
real
even made
nice,
the
real nice
comment.
linebacker.
Yep. Somebody even made the comment about him grabbing a defensive draft.
Non-offensive player.
Yep.
Well, he was
Defensive
picking at
draft.
117. It was a little tougher at that point.
Well, you guys
Yeah.
said to him, well, in the chat, you said he needs to go defense. Remember?
Yep.
And he did.
He did. Yeah, the second round pick was a defensive end. Not a great one, but still a good try.
Well, Frankie Leach, 320 yards, 8 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown, 102 yards per passing rating. Rushing, decent. Wilcox, his wide receiver, had 113 yards. His top receiver, 8 of 7.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. Ellard needs to get the ball more.
Ooh,
He's
Well,
got
so
so
does
many good
Wilcox.
wide receivers.
Oh yeah,
I don't
well,
even know
Sepulveda. Good lord,
how you lose with all that.
man, Ellard is just beautiful.
yes, he is.
I think he'll be just fine so long as Leach doesn't get injured again this year. I would hope so, anyways.
Yeah, he has got a good team. Okay. Next is Orlando. Let's see, who did Orlando pick in the draft? He picked, got him, cornerback.
Forsyth.
So
Other than the
Orlando,
endurance, looks real nice. I like that guy.
say that again?
I said, other than the endurance, I like that guy. I think he's a good pick at 127. I'd probably play him at safety, but
I would, yeah, I'd either move him to safety. I'd probably play him at nickel with the 17 endurance
yeah, you could do nickel. Yep.
because he can't play but a couple formations.
Yeah, this guy
Yeah.
was always low endurance, though, even by my scouts back then. But the bars should have been a little bit better. And he took a little bit of a hit, too, so.
Yeah, I still think at 127, that's a plenty good pick. He should be able to get some use out of him.
Definitely useful.
Is this how it's pronounced? Puffinrot?
Poffenroth?
Poffin?
Not a bad start. for him.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
274 yards, 10 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, passing rate of 118. Running game, very well, 92 yards, almost, 7 yards per attempt. So a nice game for him. However, he lost by 3 points to Tucker, but he had a good game.
That's almost a win in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
It really is, but he's
They
really
should
got
build
a
some
pretty good-
confidence.
Pretty good team built there, man. Right now.
Where did this guy come from? So Moontown had this quarterback, then it went to Orlando, then Gutenberg had him, then back to Orlando. So he was all over the place, this quarterback.
Uh,
All right,
I think
guys.
when Orlando first had him, I think he still had Shea on the team, so he just ended up letting him go.
He got Shea playing well.
Yep.
Next up, AC West. This is the last division. We have Mass Lewis coming up. He has Wilson, I believe, as his quarterback. And he picked up, I think he traded out because he traded with me. I don't think he had a first round pick that he picked. No.
No, you gave him like 13 first for that pick.
Yes, I did. So he beat Paris 24-15. Wilson played well. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, passing rate of 109, running 76 yards, 5 yards per attempt, a little over 5 yards. And his wide receiver, Randall, was the top wide receiver with 124 yards, 6 targets, 5 catches.
Yeah, but look how many times he targeted his tight end, who has hardly any route running bar.
I'm seeing it right here. Got him up right now. 14 targets, 8 receptions, 76 yards.
His route
That
running
seems-
bar is 32.
That seems like it should be fixed.
Yeah, he's trying to get
Wilson
Tyrone
didn't play
Dillon
that,
into the
though.
game plan.
Look at Paris though. 3 carries for 22 yards.
Right. Well, I pointed
Yeah.
that out to Grimmer and Chris earlier.
Yeah.
He's gone to the all-pass offense too now.
It's like, what?
We're going to get to him next, and we're going to look at his offense.
Okay, hang on. Paris. Yeah. Okay, I see the QB, I guess. I mean, he's throwing a lot of picks. What's his avoiding interceptions like?
Is that what you're looking for?
No, he's looking at Paris. So, yeah, I think I can see Mass Lewis taking this division, by the way. I think he
Well, he won it
has-
last year, didn't he?
Yes, he did. So,
Yeah, if the shit stays together.
yes.
Well, you know what? Zachary McDonald has a 79 avoiding interception bar. I could see, if you're going to go all pass, he's a guy that you could do it with. I mean, I don't know what his receivers are like.
Well, we'll get to him after Bardot and Gutenberg. So let's go to Bardot next. He's been turning around his team. Alf. So he beat, I know, Gutenberg 30-24. Nice game.
It was a good game.
3 touchdowns, 1 interception. His running game was stomped by Julio. His
Yeah, but you
passing
know
game-
what? You
Yeah.
know what, Clay, though? He actually made an effort to attempt to run the ball, which he hasn't done in the past. Before, he would just line up and throw the ball 60 times a game and not even attempt to run. And I think that was costing him a lot of games. He actually attempted to run the ball.
He only has 9 carries. I think he still has the same game plan. And his this was his pick, by the way. He picked this left tackle. in the draft at pick 20. Could be a nice pick if those bars hold up.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's QB scrambled 6 times.
Yeah, so he still has the
Yeah,
same.
he
game
should be
plan.
all right. Yeah, Chapman should be all right for sure.
Yeah, I
Who?
like his pick of his left tackle that he picked in the draft.
The rookie. Okay.
He's an affinity too.
Oh yeah,
So it's going to be interesting because if he's been putting together a team and he's been competing in that division, so I like to see how it plays out this season.
yeah. I gotta watch that.
Mhm.
Watch that game tomorrow with him in Brooklyn. That should be a fucking shootout.
Oh, yes, that's going to be a good one.
He's got Brooklyn at his place.
We'll see. We'll see if he throws a lot. Next up is Gutenberg, Julio's team. He is here. I know he has a new quarterback.
Yep.
He's got this guy here, Whitman. And who did he pick up in the
Who
draft?
did you draft? Isn't that
Julio. Right here, I got him.
the Bulgina guy?
This guy,
The wide receiver that didn't work out.
Another one that hit the dust.
Well, Julio might be dangerous with this Whitman. His avoid interceptions is 77. So depends, I guess, how much weight you put in that, but interesting.
Herndon can be useful for him for a bit if that route running pops up, and you'll know what I mean. He's playing all season, so you'll know what it is by next season for sure.
Who?
Nolan Herndon.
Oh, if he goes up with his route running, you're saying, and more. All right, we'll
Yeah.
find out. We will find out. But he lost to what's his name by 6 points. We'll see his game tomorrow against Chesapeake. He's playing quick, so it'll be a nice, interesting game to see. And last is Paris. So
Like I said a minute ago, this McDonald has a 79 avoid interception bar. So if you're going to go all pass, yeah, I could see that. I mean, he'd be a guy you could do that with. I mean, that tight end looks okay. He's got a 50 receiver. He needs more receivers.
I mean,
wow, he passed 60 times.
Yeah, that's
you can't target your tight end 17 times.
No.
See, I think look at his offensive line though. They're either balanced players so far from what I'm looking at, or they're more run block, although the left guard is more pass.
Oh, we can take him up right now. So he's a run blocker.
Center's a run blocker.
He's got one pass blocker over 60.
This is left
His left.
guard,
Left guard.
right guard.
So the line doesn't fit yet.
This is his left tackle, and this is going to be his right tackle. Now, who did he pick up in the draft, by the way? Here we go. He picked up the tight end. So the one he's been thrown to. So let me just take this guy out and put him back up. So that's who he picked up in the draft. Let's close these guys out. Nice pick. At 123. Not bad. Wow, he fell to 123?
Pick 23.
Yeah, dude,
He's 22 years old?
this roster is really fucking. I mean, yeah, this roster is really fucking good right now. There's so much shit I could do with a team like that.
It's not set up for all pass. He doesn't have the offensive line to pass.
No,
off.
he's still got Liam Shields. He can still run the fucking ball.
He threw 60 times today and ran 3. You're not going to win like that.
Well,
Not with that roster.
he didn't even run 3 times. He scrambled 3 times.
Okay, so he's all pass. I mean, every play. I mean, wow.
Yeah, he is all pass. That is correct.
So how many times where are we at sacks? Well, he got sacked 4 times for 29 yards and losses. That's not on 60 dropbacks. That's not that bad, I guess.
What's his sense rush?
Yeah, but he got hurried 9 times.
Okay.
He had 11 passes that were defensed, and then he got knocked down 4 times.
I was just looking at those fucking running backs going, you should run sometime. And then he really didn't run at all.
And I mean, if you're going to do this, okay, then throw Liam Shields on the block and see what you can do. Well, you can't. You don't have another running back. The rule will catch you. Yeah.
I don't think
Stuck with him. So throw him the ball then.
I like his tight end. Great tight end pick. 60 passes, 29 attempts. 60 attempts, 29 completion, 331 yards. Not even 6 yards per attempt. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 63 passing rating.
He's going to do one of two things. He's either going to have to stick with this all pass while he translates or transfers his linemen to pass blockers and add some receivers, or he's going to have to scrap it now and go back to something balanced because his team is set up now for more of a balanced attack.
Yeah, I see his team more balanced than all pass. I don't.
If he
see
wants
his
to do
team
all
as
pass, he's going to have patience. He's going to have to allow it to develop over time because, like Jug said, he's only got one pass blocker that's really legit pass blocker. The rest of them are a mix of run and pass. They're balanced. He's wasting Shields. He's not even getting the ball.
Oh, he's playing Grim tomorrow. So, week 1 games, I always call it a fluke. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
I hope you're right.
Let's see what happens tomorrow. It's always by week 3 you start to see who the teams are. That's my sense from it. And that is every team, fellas, that we went through. You want to call the games tomorrow?
Sure.
You don't have to give points. Just call the game. Let's see. Next week. Atlanta at Oakland. Red zone.
What do we call him? Which game?
You don't have to give scores. Just win the winners. Atlanta at Oakland. Atlanta at Oakland.
Just based on the defense we just looked at, I'm going to say Oakland. That's going to be a lot of rushing yards.
C-Max?
C-Max is gone, isn't he?
Oh.
Yeah, he just left.
Derek?
I saw him on the screen.
You want to give us your call? Atlanta or Oakland?
Oakland.
How about you, Grim?
Grim looks like he left.
How about you, Jugs? We're just going to call our games, by the way, fellas.
He just sent me a text. He said the power went out at his house.
Okay. Who are you calling for tomorrow?
Who am I calling for tomorrow?
Absolutely.
In my own game?
Absolutely.
So I'm probably going to curse myself by saying this.
Stop. There is no such thing as that. You know that, right?
I know. Or it'll be karma. Is there such thing as karma?
No. That's not how science works.
Okay.
You're
jinx.
So I'm picking myself, but part of the reason why I'm picking myself is I have trouble with Sween Dog in every league, it seems, except this one. And going back decades and decades, Atlanta has not beaten Oakland since the 2073 season.
Yeah, that's a jinx.
So we're talking 38 seasons.
So Clay, on the next show, if Atlanta beats him tomorrow, you're going to have to admit that
48 seasons.
Doesn't work that way.
If he beats him, you're going to have to admit it does.
No, it doesn't. Because think of all the times when you don't say anything and you still lose. I should be undefeated bowl champion every season then. Because I don't say anything about winning the bowl. Yes?
No, that's
Yes.
not how a jinx works. A jinx is when you do say something and it blows up in your face. Not saying something doesn't provide the opposite, it just doesn't provide anything.
That's not
Right.
true. I've said I was going to win one time and I won. So that's false.
Well, then you need to say you're going to win all the time, so you go 16-0.
Well, let's do Clay's game next. What's going to happen tomorrow, Clay?
We're going up next. Who's next up? Let's see. Let's go in order here. Next is... What the hell are our games? Where's your game? Oh, here we go. Harlem.
Yeah, I got Chicago.
You got
At
Chicago. Ooh, good game.
Ooh,
That's a good game for you.
ooh.
Jugs,
And Chicago's
you call
at
this
home.
one. Yeah, Jugs, you call this one. Harlem's going to Chicago.
I gotta go Chicago.
Derek?
Chicago.
I'm going with Harlem. Do me proud, Red Zone.
I was about to say I feel like Rodney Dangerfield, but I'm not sure I can self here. I will try like hell, but I think Chicago is going to probably get that one. I'm going to be 0-2.
Okay. All right. Then we got the last game that's here is Toronto coming to Kansas. I'll let Redzo, you can go first, since Derek and myself, it's our game.
Oh boy. I would really like for you to beat him, Clay. I'm not sure that's what will happen. I'm going to pick Toronto just because 14-2 is 14-2, and I don't see the team changing that much. If anything, they added a young receiver. I don't see any subtractions other than a slight drop for Mock. I don't think that'll affect this season. It'll be next year where you start to feel some age.
Jugs?
I'm picking Toronto. Honestly, Toronto's probably going to win 13 or 14 games this year. I think the only games they'll struggle with is maybe Chicago and Tucker. I think they're going to win 13 or 14 games. Other than that, I'm sorry, Clay. I think Toronto's probably going to beat you by about 17 to 20 points tomorrow.
You got it. Derek? Or CV?
Toronto. The cohesion is so incredibly high with this team. I don't know that there's much you can do to get past that.
And then I have to pick Kansas. Kansas takes it by...
Well, you don't have to pick Kansas.
Yes. Kansas takes it by 3 points tomorrow.
Did you just jinx yourself?
Never. I don't believe in that.
He doesn't think there's such a thing as a jinx.
Never. That's like believing in Santa Claus.
What? You don't believe in Santa Claus?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Did you get rid of that $12 million kicker yet, Clay, or are you still keeping him?
You know he missed an extra point today?
Whoop, Derek left too.
Well,
Oh.
I mean, we told you. We already discussed it. Was it Rochester's kicker?
Yes.
There he is. He's back.
I accidentally left.
All right, fellas. It was fun. Thanks for getting on. CV, I hope we do kick your ass. But good game tomorrow for us.
I hope you give like Mock a career-ending injury and
Don't do that. I just signed him to a giant contract.
if we're gonna mess that team up, let's mess it up good.
Yeah, $73 million this year.
Thanks, guys. And let me stop sharing the screen and I'll end the recording.